Hey Eurovision fans, Baby Lasagna will represent Croatia in Eurovision 2024 with the song Tim Tagi Dim. We're going to listen and react to the live performance in Dor. We're also going to learn a little bit about Baby Lasagna, talk about the meaning of the lyrics on the song, what Croatia might do potentially with the staging. Then we'll look at Croatia's 10-year record and talk about how they could do with the juries and the televote. And of course, we'll talk about the controversy of HRT leaving this song out of the national selection. So let's kiki. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Tom. I'm an Irish Eurovision analyst, and you can find all of this stuff on my Eurovision channel. So the final of Dor was last night. It was very exciting. It was kind of exciting, I have to admit. In the end, Baby won by an absolute and utter landslide. He had 53% of the televote, which is absolutely and utterly incredible. He also won the jury as well. I think all 4 of the national juries gave him 12. 2 of the 4 international juries did as well. The international juries were not jurying. I don't know what they were thinking. So this is not my first time listening to the song today. I already did a reaction when I did my Dor video. I also did a reaction to the music video where I was focusing more on the visuals. Let's get a quick recap of those reviews. Very interesting beginning. Oh, it's kind of rocky. I sold my couch. The lyrics are fun. There's a great tension here. Oh, wow. Oh, that's lovely vocal ad-libbing. Sounds really different, sounds unique. Yeah, people are gonna be interested in this. That chorus is really nice. Sounds kind of anthemic. That oh is so super catchy. Great electronic rhythm coming out. This rock and the electronica, I really love the mix. Yeah, this is really great. I think this has like televote and jury appeal. I would totally download this. Again, back to the present day. So yeah, this isn't my first time checking out the song. Today I'm going to be focusing on the live performance. What are his strengths? What are his weaknesses? I'm going to be looking at the staging as well. What's working really well? What could they maybe change? I'm not sure if I'm going to get copyrighted for audio and visuals, but if I do, I'll put the original up onto my Patreon. So go check that out. This is Baby Lasagna. Want to know my secret bang? Really bam starting. This slow pan up to the colors on the back. And I love his entrance from the side as well. That's super cool. I think people are going to be really gripped with this first 20 seconds. We got a little bit of story going on as well. Love his styling, love the hair, I love the eyeliner. He's got good energy. He's being a little bit playful. He needs to control his eyes. He looks off to the side sometimes. Love these LEDs at the farm animals. Are so fun. They need to keep that. Giving good energy as well with the shake. The dancing, I think, could have a little bit more energy from the two in the back. But I love the high footsteps. That's really cool. He's doing great here. You can see he's looking for his marks. He needs to work on that. This is the massive hook though. So good. Really super catchy. And I love the rawness in his vocals here. It'll get better. He's going to keep improving. This bit's Wino giving us smoke on the first big explosive moment. This is where I think they need to mix it up a little bit in the staging. Do something just a little bit different. We got the animals in the background as well. I love the LEDs. They're really fun. No, Cat Please My Back is an amazing lyric. I like the close-ups of seeing the other acts as well. That kind of mixes things up a little bit. He's got good energy though. He's going to get more confident. He's not fully there yet. There's moments where he really shines. And we get a little bit of pyro now. We're getting some stuff happening on the stage. And this is going to be a moment in Eurovision now. They need to do something special. It's fun now, but I think it's going to be more fun in Malmö. This is a moment for him to show off the vocals. Really important vocal moment. Okay, come on up. This is a great moment here. Yeah, really special. And the pyro, oh, it's really magical. This properly gave me chills. Yeah, it's a fantastic, energetic climax. Really, really, really special. Eurovision magic. And this bit. Whoa. Absolutely just. That's really, really freaking good. That last 15 seconds, the last 30 seconds is super magical. But that last 10 seconds with the cats and all the different colors and everyone giving it full energy and him down on the ground really shaking it is just really, really, really fantastic. Yeah, it's really important to note that that door performance is just a starting point. They're quite limited in what's available. There doesn't seem like there's very many options in what they can use in terms of close-ups or just like changing it up. So keep in mind, a lot of this is going to be elevated when we go to Malmö. I think the starting package is really good. I liked his energy. He made a huge improvement between the final on Sunday and the second semi-final on Friday, where he kept pulling the mic too far away from his face because he said he was getting a little bit too excited. The whole thing was just a little bit too chaotic and messy. Huge improvement between Friday and Sunday, and I think he's going to get even better as we go into Malmö. Overall, the package is really fun and exciting. Very joyous, lots of colors, great energy. The song is really strong. Let's go into our deep dive analysis by starting by talking about the artist Baby Lasagna. So his real name is Marko Purisic. He's from Umag, which I know because there's a tennis tournament there. I think it's in July. There's a clay court tennis tournament in Umag. And he's 28 years old. And he's actually been in Dora before. He was in Dora 2019 with a band called Mantra, which came fourth. I vaguely remember checking out that song, not on this channel, but just in my own personal life. And yeah, I took some screenshots from his performance. He's on screen for a total of around 2 seconds. And it's very blurry, so you can barely see him. And he was with Mantra for a while, and then in 2023 he decided to go solo, and he renamed himself Baby Lasagna, and that's where the whole thing started. So he is a solo artist, but I think he's got a team around him as well. I know that his girlfriend was heavily involved in the visuals in the music video, so behind every great man there's a great woman. So yeah, he has got some people behind the scenes supporting him, which is really important that people have that network in terms of creativity but also emotional support. I saw his interview with Wee Wee Blags. He seems like a really humble guy, really nice. Also similar to Sylvester Belt, who I spoke about in my Lithuanian video, just showing me that humility, which I think is such an incredible virtue to have for a Eurovision artist. Being grounded, listening to people, not getting too in your head or too arrogant, I think is such a massive advantage. Listening to feedback is really important to get the best out of your product. I think it's going to be intense though. I think a lot of people are going to want to be giving him ideas. So that's going to be a little bit of overload, and that's why having a good team will be really important for him. You can't listen to everybody's ideas. You do need to be selective. Too many cooks spoil the broth, but you got to listen to some of the cooks. They need to find him a really good team who's going to do his visuals, who's going to come up with his styling and staging concept and all that. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the song, which is called Rim Tim Tagi Dim. It doesn't mean anything. From what I understand, Rim Tim Tagi Dim is the beat of the rhythm. It's just it verbalized. I believe that's the meaning. So the song is talking about this phenomenon in Croatia right now where a lot of people, because of lack of opportunities or various economical reasons, are moving from rural towns to the big cities or leaving Croatia. He's singing about something that's very real, very important to him, and also he spoke about his sadness in seeing his friends leave, going off looking for opportunities, and the lack of opportunities in certain places in Croatia. And I don't think this is just a Croatian thing. I know when I met Christian Kostov in Almaty, he was telling me about Bulgaria. This is also really similar. There's a huge brain drain, a drop in population. This is a huge problem in Bulgaria as well. And this is something that's really affecting young people. So I love that someone's bringing up this topic, and I think it's a topic that could apply to many of the countries in Southeastern Europe, not all of them, but some of them. I think people all over Europe will be able to resonate with the meaning of the song. Let's go through some of the lyrics. I am a big boy now, I'm ready to leave, ciao mama ciao. I am a big boy now, I'm going away, and I sold my cow. So I love that that's kind of tying in with some of the farmyard visuals we have in the back. Before I leave, I must confess, I need a round of decompress. Slightly awkward English there. I'm not sure what he means by a round of decompress. That's not a common phrase in English. One more time for all the good times. Rim Tim Tagi Dim. Gonna miss you all, but mostly the cat. Gonna miss my hay, gonna miss my bed. Most of all, I'ma miss the dance. So come on all, let us prance. I like the cat thing. We know that he is a cat dad. I think he's got 2 or 3 cats. I think they're actually, one of them was in the music video. So yeah, he's telling a story here about how he's having to leave home to look for opportunities in the big city. He's gonna miss all these things that are in his life, and it's not really his first choice decision. The Rim Tim Tagi Dim bit is a little bit, but could it also have a meaning of, look, this bad stuff is happening, but let's look at the bright side and party together before I leave. So I wonder, is that what the Rim Tim Tagi Dim part means? If you have any interpretations of these lyrics, leave them in the comment section down below. I hope I find peace in the noise, want to become one of them city boys. They're also pretty and so advanced. Maybe they also know our dance. So presumably our dance there is referencing the culture of rural life. Bye mom, bye dad, meow cat, please meow back. That's a very popular lyric. A lot of people really love that. I've actually seen a couple of people on Twitter have that as their username, meow cat or please meow back. Don't cry, just dance, rim Tim Tagi Dim. So there is a message here of, despite this stuff happening, don't cry, just dance, still kind of like look at the bright side, things will hopefully be better. So there's an element of positivity here on top of a slightly sad message. There's no going back, my present fades to black. Yeah, there's no going back, my anxiety attacks. And then he repeats that 3 times, just talking about the stress and the anxiety of this move. You know, moving to a new city is quite a stressful thing to do. Meaning wise, I think this is a really strong song. It's got a cool meaning that is new. I haven't heard it talked about in Eurovision before. I think it'll apply to a lot of people. The lyrics are pretty well written. Personally, I can tell they're written by someone whose first language isn't English. Just some of the phrasing is a little bit odd. For example, use of the word prance, rhyming that with dance. It sounds a little bit odd. Prance is not a commonly used word in English. It sounds like it's just been used to rhyme with dance. Want to become one of them city boys, they're all so pretty, and so advance. Advance is an unusual word. So there's a couple of lyrical things here that sound a little bit clunky, a little bit awkward. I think most people aren't going to pick that up at the contest though, because it'll be going so fast they won't hear it. But yeah, it does sound like a song that's written by someone whose English is their second language, and there's a couple of words that don't sound super smooth or the coolest. Yeah, some of the words just sound a little bit out of place, but honestly, it's not a big deal. And then the flip side of that is some of the phrases in actually are very fun and cool, like the meow cat, please meow back. That's very cute and unique. I've never heard that before. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the staging. What can this look like in Malmö? How do Croatia maximize their chances of getting a good result? Okay, so let's look at the things I really like so far. I love the LEDs with the neon animals. We have, we have a pink horse at the start. I think we have a yellow cow. And at the end, we have this neon cat. I absolutely love those. They're so cool. They really fit in with the music video. They fit in with the theme of the song. Him talking about a boy who's living in this rural life, moving to the city. Perfect. I love those visuals. Maybe just make them a little bit more expensive looking, a little bit more luxe. But overall, I think that visual concept is really, really strong. In terms of the styling of him, I like these big sleeves. Apparently it's a type of regional, traditional Croatian outfit, kind of mixed with a rock vibe. He's got some of the metal circles as well. So some people complaining that Carrier last year did big sleeves, so now Baby Lasagna is not allowed to do it, which I think is kind of crazy. These are part of Croatian culture, which existed well before Carrier did. So yeah, like this happens every year. I think particularly with detractors of a song, if people don't like this, they're going to try and make like copycat comparisons. I think the majority of casuals who have not thought about Eurovision for 365 days since they last watched it are not going to remember what type of clothes the guy who came second was wearing last year. I just think most people just don't care enough, or just it's not a big enough part of their life. And to be honest, the connection's pretty tenuous. Carrier was wearing a bolero. Baby Lasagna has just partial sleeves that actually go from here downwards, so they're not even the same type of big sleeve. I think the Carrier comparisons are going to be pretty endless this year. I think Carrier had some lights, Baby had some lights. Carrier was a man, Baby was a man. Carrier lives on Earth, Baby lives on Earth. It's going to just be incessant for the whole season, so whatever. So styling wise, I like it. The dancers I think are kind of cool as well. Again, maybe just a little bit more of a deluxeification of the outfits, make them look even better. I think the energy on the stage is great. We've got the lady washing the clothes. We've got the keyboardist and the drummer, I think, who are both styled really cool as well. It's good to have those to cut away to. Particularly there's one moment where they do a setup where Baby goes into the middle of the stage, and then the two dancers, they do like a backwards dance moment. Both performances that Baby Lasagna did, you can see him flitting his eyes, getting ready for that mark. So you can see him preparing, am I in the right spot? He's looking his head to the side. It really, really super breaks the mood. So cutting away from him, if they want to keep that, they've got to cut away to other people while he finds his mark to get into the right spot, because that both times really broke the mood of this being like a total rock out performance. You see Baby nervously looking to the side. It's just not immersive. So small things like that, more clever camera cuts. I like the slow pan up at the start. I think one of the magic parts of the song is going to be that electronic breakdown towards the end. They've chosen for them to do the dance. I like the dance. I think that works well. The green lighting, I don't know if it fully maximizes the moment. I would maybe like something to happen during that moment, or maybe like more imaginative lighting. Maybe get on stage, get some close-ups of them, maybe looking quite stoic and badass, spin around them a little bit as they're kind of like looking very business-like. I don't know, just give us some sort of a emotional connection in that part, because I think it is a little bit of a wow moment, and that door staging didn't really utilize it to the full capacity. I think everything's automatically going to look better in Sweden because they've got better production, better stage, better camera work. So they're going to have so many more options to express their creativity in Malmö. So I think this is going to look much, much better, and it needs to look a lot better, because I think that this current door show is not a winner at all. This needs to have a lot of elevation, which I'm expecting it to have. Everything should get better. Performance, styling, camera cuts, LEDs, lighting, I think really has a lot of growth potential. So I'm expecting all things to get better, and then I think it's going to potentially start looking like a winner. But that door show has some wow moments, but it also has a couple of just not so good movements. So they just need to get rid of those, and then the whole thing becomes wow. In terms of the choreography, I think if they're going to cut to the dancers, it needs to be a bit more exciting. They have a couple of moments where they're just showing the dancers doing quite a simple arm movement. Again, that might be something in traditional dance, but as an outsider, it looks a little bit basic. I would like to see close-ups of the dancers when they're doing that fast foot dance. That looks to me like a really interesting Croatian dance that I would love to see. So if they are going to cut away from Baby, which I think is good, mix it up, especially if he's looking for marks or he's moving around the stage to something new. Cut to the dancers doing something more interesting, not this. Overall, the vibe I think is really cool. It's basically just him rocking out. There's not as much of a story. Again, people are going to compare this to Carrie. Carrie had a very different staging. He had the crate where he was breaking out of, and then he went around it, went up the top, and then we had the snake tongue, and then he was riding on top of a human centipede. So yeah, like Carrie's staging was really big, very dramatic, very strong pink and green colors. Whereas Baby Lasagna's, his staging is basically him rocking out. We've got the woman cleaning the clothes and we've got two dancers, but he's mainly just on the stage just rocking and giving a lot of energy. So it feels kind of halfway between Carrie and Måneskin for me. I think this is actually more similar to Måneskin than it is to Carrie. You know, they got some of the traditional dance, but that's like literally part of the meaning of the song, so it doesn't feel like a gimmick. He's talking about moving away from small towns, so it fits in with the meaning. Okay, so how is this going to do in Eurovision 2024? Let's first get an idea of Croatia's place in the contest by looking at their record over the last 10 years. And of all 44 countries who have competed in Eurovision in the last 10 years, Croatia are 36, so they're very, very low ranked. They actually had a 4 non-qualification streak in 2010, 11, 12, 13. You can see the 13 there, and then they took a 2-year break. So presumably they just got pissed off with not qualifying. 2016, they came back with an internal selection that was Nina Kralic, with Lighthouse coming 23rd, but that was actually 3rd in the odds to win at one point. I remember that when that was released, there was a big reaction to it. The staging wasn't great in the end. 2017, Jacques Kudek coming 13th, 2 qualifications in a row. And then they went through this really dark period. 4 non-qualifications, 38th, 34th, 27th, and 26th. So they did have 2 11th places in the semi-final, Albina and Mia Dimsic. But yeah, 4 non-qualifications in a row before last year finally qualifying 8th in their semi with Let 3, who came 13th in the overall result. So things got a little bit of a mix-up last year, and that was really needed. I think Let 3 were fantastic in shaking up a very stale system. I gotta admit, historically, I've never had high expectations for Croatia. It's not particularly, I don't massively look forward to Door or expect a lot from it. And getting an insight into what happened this year could explain that. So in case you haven't heard about the controversy with HRT, the Croatian broadcaster this year, they selected 24 songs to be in the Door semi-finals. Baby Lasagna was not in that initial 24. He was the first reservist, so he was the 25th pick. Shasha withdrew, and because of that, Baby Lasagna went in to replace her. Huge controversy about this, that a song that was so popular and has now ended up winning with such a gigantic televote was not even chosen in the top 24. If you watched both semi-finals of Door, you will have seen that there were a lot of songs which were quite weak, not very well-known performers, not performed very well, but somehow these songs got in over something that ended up being extremely popular. From what I've been told from Croatians in the comments, basically the song selection panel is super stale, putting people in based on name recognition as opposed to just listening what are the best songs. And the weird thing as well is that Marco has already been in the contest, like I said, so it's not like he's this completely unknown entity. My point is that this potentially explains to me why have Croatia been so bad at Eurovision for basically the last 10 years. And this could be the reason, is that lots of good artists are submitting, but they're just getting rejected. Like, would Let 3 have been allowed in last year if it wasn't for the fact that they were quite established in Croatia? Imagine there were other people singing that song. So yeah, it's good to get an insight now into why have Croatia been such a non-entity. They've never won the contest before. Their highest ranking ever was 4th in 99 and also 4th in 96. So they haven't been top 5 since 1999. So that's 25 years. Now, the relevance of this is that the Croatian delegation, I don't think, has much experience working with a potential winner. So that is something for me that is a little bit worrisome. You take Italy, Ukraine, Sweden, these delegations are used to working with songs that are in the top 5 in the odds because it happens basically every single year. I'm going to be interested to see how is the Croatian delegation going to be able to manage this pressure and this expectation. Are they going to be able to make good decisions? Are they going to be able to pick the right people to be on his team? How much freedom are they going to give Baby Lasagna, or are they going to try and meddle too much? This is an unknown entity that kind of worries me a little bit. So how will this do with the jury and the televote? So I think this has actually got a pretty good chance to do well with the jury. Again, we saw Måneskin came fourth with the jury, so did Käärijä. I think this has got a pretty decent jury appeal. I don't think it's as abrasive as Käärijä was, because like Käärijä was on the choo-choo train. He was riding people, and whereas Baby Lasagna is going more for a rock out performance. So I think that that's something that people respect. Yeah, maybe some of the jurors are not going to like that this is a rocky sound. We see that most jurors, most years are based in pop music. So I do think the song is catchy though, and I think that that oh oh part of the course, some of the jurors are going to be able to catch on to that. I think they can definitely help themselves a lot with the jury in how they stage this. By the way, I know I'm making a lot of comparisons to Käärijä. I do think there's a difference between making comparisons to see how could this do and accusing someone of copying someone else. I'm not accusing him of copying Käärijä. I'm just talking about how they are kind of similar niches, and we can see how could this potentially do by looking at Käärijä's results, just to clarify that. But yeah, I think if they neaten the whole thing up, make it look really professional, really well done, I think that this can definitely be top 5 of the jury. And if there's a lot of hype as well, I do feel like the jury, some of the jury gets peer pressured into ranking the favorites a little bit more favorably because they're aware of all the hype about it. As for the televote, I don't think he needs to worry about the televote. I think this is going to be really popular. The song has a very instant appeal. Like I said, that first 20 seconds, you're straight into it. And I think a lot of people are going to be interested. The imagery is really fun, all the farm animals. His styling is really vibrant and exciting. I think a lot of people tune in to see this kind of culture. They want to see cultures from around Europe. So yeah, I think this has got a lot of televote appeal, and I'm definitely expecting this to be top 5. Now, of course, if they completely and utterly mess up the staging and make a total disaster of this, it's not even going to qualify. So there's a lot of ifs attached to this. I'm making the assumption that they're going to take the Door product and make it even better. And that product, I'm assuming, is going to be top 5. And again, if you're top 5 of the jury and top 5 of the televote, as always, you're going to be in contention to win. So I definitely think if they make some good decisions, that this can get Croatia their first top 10 result since 2001. And they should definitely be aiming for their first top 5 since 1999, Maria Magdalena, and their first ever top 3. Croatia's never been top 3 in Eurovision so far. So even coming third would be a huge result victory for Croatia. Like if you followed my channel last year, you'll know that my wishes for Croatia were just that they qualified and broke that 4 non-qualification streak. And here I am talking about them potentially coming top 10, top 5. So this is a huge glow up in the trajectory of Croatia that people are even considering them to be in the top 10. Coming first or second, it is possible, but I have a couple of concerns about that. Does this Croatian delegation know how to convert a winning package into a winner? I think if you gave the same package to 5 different delegations, some of them would win with it, some of them would come top 10, some of them would do worse. I think some delegations are just better than others. I'm not saying the Croatian delegation is bad, I'm just saying they're a little bit of an unknown. I feel like last year, the package that we got was pretty much just let 3. That's what they designed for Dora, and then I felt that what we got in Eurovision was basically just copy and paste. I don't think copying and pasting Baby Lasagna's concept directly onto the stage is going to be enough. It needs to have some elevation. So this is where the Croatian delegation bit comes in. Are they going to be able to do that conversion? Are his vocals going to be even better? I'm hoping so. He's got loads of time to practice. He made a huge improvement from the Friday to the Sunday. He needs to keep improving, make the vocals really flawless. If he needs to take a breather, use the dancers, use the other members on the stage to cut to them so he can take a breath. In his performance on the Friday, you actually saw him stop, take a big deep breath before he did the last round, Tim Tagi Dim. It didn't look great. But small things like that, just clever strategic staging, could be the difference between winning and not winning. Even if this comes top 3, I will be really happy. If this came third, I would be delighted. Best ever result for Croatia ever in the contest would be absolutely and utterly incredible. But yeah, I want them to go for that win. It would be such a fairy tale for this guy who wasn't even in the national final, had some luck to get into it, and then for him to win the national final by a landslide, go to Eurovision and win with this really cool story. would be incredible. This would be our first time winner since Portugal in 2017, and then before that was Azerbaijan in 2011. So it doesn't happen that often. It would be so fun to have another first time winner, and we know that Croatia would host an amazing show because they would be so excited to do it. Croatia have been top 3 in the odds before. Lighthouse, like I said, was 3rd, and that ended up coming 23rd in the final. That staging was bad. It was bad. And I'm not saying that that should have won, but like, yeah, coming 23rd when you're 3rd in the odds, something went wrong. Okay, so this is currently 2nd in the odds behind Ukraine. This is the highest that Croatia have been ever in the odds, I believe. If you know what time they were higher, let me know in the comment section down below. Yeah, being in the odds does not guarantee you anything. Switzerland were top of the odds in 2007 with DJ Bobo, and he ended up non-qualifying. So odds don't guarantee you anything. It just shows potential. This has potential to win if they do a lot of things right. But yeah, 2nd the odds is absolutely amazing. So exciting. And let's finally have a look at the Eurovision scoreboard. How's this gone down in the community? This is very, very popular in the community. It's currently sitting at 2nd in the Eurovision scoreboard app and just above Ukraine by around 1,000 points, and Ukraine is currently 1st in the odds. Very, very exciting. I can't remember the last time Croatia were so high in the app. Last year they were 26th. 2016 they were 16th. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the highest they've been in the app for a long time. Okay, so what do you think about Baby Lasagna singing Rim Tim Tagi Dim? Do you think that this can win Eurovision? And if it does, what do they need to do to elevate this to be a Eurovision winning package? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you so much to Lena for supporting me on Buy Me a Coffee. No new donations on PayPal, but I am a full-time content creator, so you can support the channel there if you want. I'll leave links in the description down below. And of course, thanks so much for all my patrons all over the world for patronizing my channel. On my Patreon, you can get the original audio and visuals when I get copyrighted. You can also get a couple early releases, a few updates, and you can be part of our My Eurovision Scoreboard group. So go check that out if you're a fan. But of course, thank you so much just for watching and maybe leaving a like and maybe sharing the video. And thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in another Eurovision analysis video very soon. Goodbye. Blah, 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 blah.